you are my home. I want to be wherever you are because I'm comfortable. I'm safe. I know that this is where I belong. Like, you are my home.
Welcome back to More Than an Inmate's Girlfriend. I'm your host, Jay, and we are talking addictions today. We are talking with Pebbles. Pebbles is incredible. I feel like when people are dating someone that has substance abuse issues, they're often judged. Me personally, I've dated someone with substance abuse issues, and I know how difficult it is. And I know how difficult it was for other people to understand. And for this reason, I believe this episode is so crucial for those that have loved ones that struggle with addiction, those that struggle with addiction, and those that lack the understanding of why someone would love someone who is addicted to meth, for example. Pebbles explains it really well. Her opinions, her experience, it's just rare, I find, to come across someone who explains the situation and explains what's really going on so clearly and with so much compassion that makes you want to listen, I feel. This episode was recorded quite a while ago, but I've been waiting to release it for a long time. I really loved this episode. I really loved the conversation I had with Pebbles, and I'm so excited for you guys to just listen to it. You're going to have a lot of questions, for sure. I'm hoping to get on TikTok Live again with Pebbles pretty soon here. I'm not sure when. We will let you guys know when, but she's a really, really cool resource, I think, for all of us. And I think she could really help those that are struggling to love someone who has some issues with substance abuse. So, as usual, please follow the show. Follow us on TikTok at More Than an Inmate's GF. Follow us on Instagram at podcast_prisongf. If you do want to be on the show, we are currently taking guest applications, so you can fill out a form on our Instagram, the Be a Guest form, and we will get back to you. AJ will email you. And that's it. Enjoy my interview with Pebbles talking about addictions. Cannot wait for you guys to hear it. Have a good one. Enjoy. Welcome, Pebbles.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you. I really feel like what you're about to talk about is so important because so many people go through it. And not only that, you have personal experience when it comes to drugs and addiction, right?
Yeah, so walked life, I guess. Like, you have to be in those shoes to understand it, more or less.
Yeah. So you and your partner, talk to me about it. How did you guys meet?
So I met him in 2008 on MySpace.
MySpace.
MySpace, yeah, when MySpace was still a thing. And then we went to Facebook, and then eventually we went up in person, and, well, we ended up having sex in my car, so that kind of sealed the deal. This man's going to be forever mine.
Aww. Were you in the same town?
So he lived about 2.5 hours away. He just got out of juvenile corrections.
Oh, nice.
And he lived in a juvenile halfway house at that point. And then eventually he moved down closer to where I was, like 30 minutes away. And we connected, and I was kind of like, hey.
Do you remember what his profile was like?
No. I just remember it was like a skater kid, because I was an emo girl back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And so he was like a skater boy, with long shaggy hair, and I was like, him right there.
Oh my gosh.
Connect. Yeah, message him. I didn't remember what the conversation was. I remember just like talking to him, and then he reminded me when we got back in contact. He's like, do you remember just talking hours on the phone when we were younger? I was like, now that you say that, yeah. We even had phone sex when we were younger. It hasn't changed much.
Right.
You know?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Foreshadowing?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So, do you remember what it was like when you first met him in person?
It was so awkward because I picked him up and his friend, And I had to go to this chick's house that he was staying with so he could get the rest of his shit. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is going to be so awkward. Like, I don't fucking have to deal with some random drama, right? Eventually I had to anyway, but that's besides the point. And I think he was drunk because he took a bottle of liquor with him. And remind you, like, he was still under the age of 18 at this point in time. So I'm like, where do we get bottles of alcohol? And my mom's like, yeah, he can stay the night. It's cool. I was like, okay, cool. So, yeah.
So you brought him back home day one?
Was really cool back then. I was going to bring him back home, but then he pussied out. I was like, okay.
Oh. And then did you start dating? What happened?
No, because here's the thing. He had a girlfriend at that point in time, and I really didn't care. I was 16. I didn't care. I mean, I ended up with him. I married him, so I still won at that point in time.
Okay. So did you lose touch, or were you guys friends?
We did lose touch after a while. I don't even know what happened to him for the longest time. And then I moved 2 hours away from where I was living, and I went to cosmetology school, and then I started partying. I started drinking, and then I started smoking weed. And then when I went back home, I got into meth. Got my first felony. My mom died. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then, yeah, it was hard. Went to prison, had a kid, then got married. And then I got divorced. I was homeless because it was through domestic violence. And this was peak COVID, so there was no place for me to go. I didn't have a job. I had no income. I was living at a DV shelter. The DV shelter was only a 9-month-long program, so I was living on my friend's couch. And then eventually I got my own place. I started dating this other dude that I also knew from the streets that I used to get high with. And then that just didn't work out because him and I were just really toxic. And I was like, I wonder what happened to this guy. And so I looked him up onto, like, the DOC website. And lo and behold, there he was. I'm like, yep.
Okay, so you just all of a sudden one day you're like, I wonder where this dude was who I met when I was a teenager, where he is. And then you think, I'm going to go look on the prison website to see if he's in prison. That's your thought process?
I don't even know what. Yeah, so here's the thing. I always thought about him a lot throughout the years. And I was like, I'm going to check Facebook. And I'd always find his old profiles. Nothing new showed up. I was like, where is this dude? And I was like, there has to be one area, one place I did.
And it's the prison website.
Yeah, it was a prison website, yeah.
Wow. I have to know, what was it about him that kept him in your mind?
I don't know. I think because we had that connection when we were younger and we would just like talk for hours and hours and hours on the phone. That connection that we had. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were just close and nothing was judgmental or everything was just like an open book. And he was like my person back then. We just were too young to realize it.
Right.
I feel like. And I don't know. I'm really good with names and I'm really good with people that make an impact on my life, whether it be bad or good. It was just something about him. I was just like, I need to reach out to this guy. Yeah. And when I first reached out to him, he was like, quote unquote, dating this chick, which might make me sound like trash again, but it's fine because he's never met her. And plus, she's like 50 and he just turned 32. I was like, okay, you're really not dating her. No. So we're getting married.
Seriously?
I literally said that within like the first week. I was like, hey, we're getting married.
And what did he say?
He's like, yeah, okay, we'll see about that. I was like, yeah, okay, we will. We'll see about that.
Spoiler alert, you got married.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Got married. Not even like a full year later.
So he was dating someone else and you just came in and you were like, I'm your soulmate, so...
Yeah, basically.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So you started dating right away, basically.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, we didn't necessarily be like, hey, are you my boyfriend? Are you my girlfriend? Like, hey, like, I'm yours. This is what it is. Your attention is mine now.
I love it. So direct.
This is me. Yeah.
Like he has no option.
You're not going nowhere. Like, I'm here. Yeah. Yeah.
How long after did you get married?
11 months.
Okay. That's not too bad. What was that like?
I had to jump through so many hoops to do it.
Oh, tell me about
it. I jumped through so many hoops. Well, so not only was I an inmate in the same prison system, but I also volunteered at the prisons because I changed my life around and I go into the women's prison or the men's prison and try to get them help.
Really?
In like recovery fields, like I would go in there and be like, hey, like this is what I do. Like this is my story. I've changed my life around. Like if you need help, if you need to get out, if you need recovery help, I can get you plugged into services.
Right.
So I had to stop doing all that, get off that list, which took forever. And I had to get approved by the warden.
Because you were a felon?
Well, not only that, I'm not an approved visitor still.
You're not?
So, No. No.
You're his
No.
wife and you're not
I'm
approved?
Yeah, I'm actually banned from all of the facility prisons.
Oh my gosh.
Which, yeah, and I'm still able to go in occasionally. I used to work with partnerships, and I'm still in contact with them, and I still kind of do that work inside the prison.
Okay.
I called them last week because they're doing this big change from JPay to GTL, which is fine, whatever, I hate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, through the grapevine, IC Solutions was going to be the visiting. And I was like, you have to be an approved visitor. So I called, they're like, oh, hey, you're banned from all facilities. I'm like, oh, hey, just let you know, I was just walking through your facility 2 weeks after that report was made. So
Oh my gosh.
they're like, well, we really don't like that. I'm like, well, don't try to keep me from my husband and there wouldn't be an issue.
Did you see him when you were there?
I tried, but he was in a cell and he didn't have his day room, and because he's in MAC, I wasn't able to go into his tier.
Right.
But he knew I was coming. I was like, FYI, I'm coming to try to see you. And he told all his buddies, he's like, yeah, my wife's going to come here and bring us cookies. And they didn't believe him. And I was like, I'm pissed because they didn't bring me to your pier. And he like showed them their messages. They're like, she actually did come out. He's like, yeah, my wife knows ways around to get in.
And when you got married, did you see him at that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were actually to have a ceremony. And I was able to go in, and we were able to hug and kiss and take pictures. And then he was supposed to go back to his cell. And then we were supposed to have our through glass visit, but the visiting person was like, you guys could just have the last 30 minutes to visit in person. I was like, And then, yeah, it was really sweet. And then went through glass, which kind of sucked.
So was it the first time that you'd met him since you were a teenager?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did he look different?
It's been like, no. I mean, we had video visits, so we knew what each other looked like, yeah.
Okay.
But he didn't look any different. He got taller and more
few wrinkles. More tattoos.
No wrinkles.
What? I guess you guys are young still.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What was that like, seeing him in person?
It was bittersweet. They had to cuff him. Because he's a violent offender. He likes to beat up the cops, which I'm fine with. I'm still a convict, and I still have that criminal mentality.
Yeah.
And so they first walked him out, and they're like, what are you doing? You can't walk him out without cuffs. I'm like, do you guys honestly think he's going to beat you guys up the day he's supposed to get married?
Yeah.
Can we have some common sense? Like,
Yeah.
I understand he's a violent offender, but at the same point, like, he's not going to the day he's supposed to get married.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure he's more afraid of me than he's afraid of you.
Right. Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
I wish they would understand that. So Nick's facility hates me. They don't let us do anything. They block all access. And I'm like, do you realize how much pull I have with this man? What are you doing?
Like yesterday, he's like, babe, I might go to the hole. I have to do something. I was like, okay, not again. But today I was like, what's happened? He's like, you should be proud of me because I didn't beat this dude's ass. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not proud of you. I'm just really confused because this dude owes you money.
Oh.
And
you're
like,
fine.
what's going on? He's like, do you want me to beat his ass? Like, preferably not, but I would prefer you to get this money.
Right.
At the same time, do they have people that are local? I'll go run up on their house.
Oh my gosh. You're hilarious. I love it. I could see how you guys would get along.
Yeah.
Wow. And that was the only time you saw him? And he was cuffed during your wedding?
No, so they did uncuff him once I got into the visiting room. We were able to do that. But when we got back behind glass, they had to cuff me. I'm like, do you guys want to cuff me too? Like, I know the position. I even asked the guard, I was like, hey, can you guys reinstate my DOC number and I'll just like live with him.
Right.
The cell next door is open. He'll teach you how to fish. I'm like, that's pointless. I want to live with my husband. And then I was behind glass for 2 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had me message his friend's girlfriend. He's like, hey, I kissed a girl today.
Aww. And it's been a minute.
He's like, did you take her to the janitor's closet? He's like, because I would have taken my chick to the janitor's closet. He's like, I thought about it.
Oh my gosh. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So rewind just a little bit because we didn't really talk about his charges or anything. Yeah. When you looked him up on the DOC, you obviously looked at his charges?
Yeah.
And
so his original charge was manufacturing.
Okay.
Manufacturing meth. So that was his original charge. He's already topped out on that.
What does that mean?
So he's already completed his full sentence on that charge. So he doesn't have to do time on that charge anymore.
So then what happened?
But since he's been down, he's caught in 5 new felonies.
Wow.
So he has 2 assaults on officers, 2 introductions, like contraband drugs into the facility. And then he has an assault and battery. He like beat up his old cellie back in 2020. Took a fan blade to the dude's face and kind of like made him into the Joker.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
With good reason?
He told me the reason why, and I really didn't care. I was just like, okay, just don't get any more charges. You have 15 years left. Just don't catch any charges.
He has 15 years now?
Yeah, he has 15 years left. He gets out in 2040.
So you knew when you were talking to him what his out date was?
Yeah, I knew. And then he told me about the recent charge, the assault and battery with his old cellie. He showed me his paperwork on a video visit, and I was like, babe, I really don't need to see it. I don't need to see bloody handprints all over your cell door. I get it. It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I know who I'm marrying. I understand the type of man you are. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't need to prove anything to me.
Mm-hmm. So you really didn't judge him or anything from the get-go?
No.
Wow.
When I was 19, I took my first felony for this guy that I've known since I've been 8. I don't have a reason to be judgmental towards 90% of the inmate population.
Right. And do you think that your history going to prison yourself impacted the way you see things going on inside with him and how he could have caught charges in there?
I don't know, because I grew up, my dad, when I was capable of remembering things, he would sell weed.
Mm-hmm.
And he would tell me, we've moved from California to Idaho, so you wouldn't get into drugs and the gangs and this, that, and the others. He's like, obviously that still happened. He's like, when you were just born, we had to get out of California, or I was either going to end up in prison or somebody was going to kill me. So I think it's in my bloodline, honestly, is like the criminal part, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, like when I was 8, I was like, I'm going to get arrested. It's kind of cool, I guess. I knew my path in life when I was really young.
Right. That makes
so
sense.
I don't necessarily think it changed a lot of perspective towards anything that anybody in there does.
Mm-hmm. How was it when you went to prison for the first time?
I made it in my mind, like, I have to look like a bitch. I have to look like a bitch. I have to look like I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because really, I'm a sweet girl. You know what I mean? Like, I'm bubbly.
Yeah.
I'm sweet. I'm really compassionate. I'm empathetic. But I was like, I'm not going to get pushed around. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Plus, I have friends that I've known from the streets, like I used to get high with there. And so I was comfortable, but I also had my guard up at the same time.
Right. So was it a horrible experience? Or did you adjust?
No, it wasn't. I adjusted really quick. My dad supported me barely when I was in there. I got $40 a month.
Okay.
Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, I had a little hustle. I know how to braid hair. I went to cosmetology school so I can do hair. I do people's makeup. I also had my body jewelry in, so I would sell my body jewelry.
Whoa.
For money. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. I threaded people's eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Huh.
So, I mean, I adjusted really quick. I made friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my old spades partner, she also is in the recovery field now. So, like, we're still close. She lives like 4 hours, 5 hours away from me, but we still talk constantly. And so I've made really good relationships from the prison system as well. But I also feel like Idaho's different than other states.
How so?
Well, I feel like Idaho's not as extremely violent in the women's prison as you would say like California or like, I don't know, Detroit.
Yeah.
So kind of mellow and laid back. The prison yard I was on, they didn't have fences.
Whoa.
We didn't have necessarily like security. We had COs.
Okay.
But we didn't have fences. We didn't have security walking around the yard all the time. Like still to this day, girls walk off and like escape, which is a minor escape charge because there is no fence.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah.
Nick and I always joke, because I'm such a social person, that I feel like it'd be so fun. I get to hang out with my friends every day. I don't have to work.
Yeah.
I get food. I get shelter. I don't have to worry about bills.
Listen, sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just go do 6 months and take a break from life.
Right.
I swear to God, I'm like, let me just take a break, dude.
You know what? I can't wait to tell him tomorrow that I'm not completely crazy in thinking that it wouldn't be so
You're
bad.
not. No, you're not. You're really not.
I would love it.
Yeah.
So anyways, all of this kind of started with him with his substance abuse issues, correct?
Yeah.
And did you know about them?
I knew he smoked weed at that point in time. When we were younger, I knew he smoked weed. When we first got back in contact, he's like, I had an 8-ball dope in my pocket when we had sex in your car. I was like, I had no idea. Like, I wouldn't have even known. Like, really. And I never saw meth a day in my life.
Right.
Before I started using it.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
He was already doing it when you guys... Wow.
Yeah. My husband has struggled with substance abuse since he's been 4.
4?
Yeah. He was huffing gasoline when he was 4 years old. He started smoking weed when he was like 7. You know what I mean? Drinking.
Oh.
It's, how can I explain it? It's not to party. It's just his way of life.
It's coping.
Yeah, it's what he knows, and that's the only
Right.
thing he knows, and it's shitty, and it sucks because his upbringing wasn't the greatest.
Yeah,
His
amen.
mom gave him up. His mom had nothing to do with him. He's been in and out of institutions since he's been 11 years old, you know what I mean? Which he's 32 now, so that's 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
All he knows is getting high.
Yeah.
Getting high and getting numb, and I get it. I understand it, and I hate it for him. I hate that that's what he feels like he has to do to feel okay.
Mm-hmm. And do you think his violence is from that too?
I feel like his violence is, well, one, he doesn't want to look like a punk.
Okay.
And I get it, you know, prison mentality. He doesn't want to have people walk over him because he stands his own ground.
Right.
But I also feel like it's more of a guard.
Yeah.
You know, like he's protecting himself. He's guarding himself.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want, not to get physically hurt, but just to be hurt in general anymore.
Yeah, that's his way of doing it. And honestly, where's he at with it? Because you're on this journey and you're sober, correct? So he knows you are.
Yeah, he still uses to this day. And like he tells me he does. Like there's days that he'll message me like 3-4 times a day. Normally we'll message like 30 times a day. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm in the rabbit hole, which means he's using K2. And I'm like,
oh no.
Just pay attention to me. Give me your attention. I don't care what you're doing. Just love me, okay?
Right. Aw. Yeah, I don't know a lot about K2, but I've heard that if you don't hear from him, that's a good sign that something's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be like, what are you doing? Where are you at? He's like, I'm with Alice, or I'm down the rabbit hole.
So has he considered getting sober, or is it just not really an option?
So he gets sober when nothing's around, and that's
Fair.
when everything's great. When he's using, when he's high, like shit becomes not necessarily toxic for us, but it's rocky. You know what I mean? Because there's that distance between us, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But I also know that he has his own demons that he has to deal with, and there's nothing I can do because I'm not there with him. I'm his wife, but he can't tell me things that he wants to tell me because everything's
Recorded.
monitored.
I know.
So he has to deal with it himself.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel useless,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I understand.
I completely understand where you're coming from on that, because something just recently happened and it's like we can't communicate because it's recorded.
Yeah.
And even you can't trust the administration with anything that you say on the phone. So even sharing your feelings or sharing your anxieties or whatever, you can't trust it. So
No.
And then they can't trust anybody there. So they're just left alone to try and deal. And it's horrible. And it really does feel, like you said, it's completely helpless as a partner.
Yeah. Like yesterday, he's like, babe, I'm dealing with my own demons. Like, I just want to help you. I just want to be able to help you because the type of work I do, I work with those that are struggling in addiction. You know what I mean? I work with those that are dealing with mental health. And he has bipolar. So on top of his addiction, he has bipolar. And he's not medicated for it because the medication either makes him sleep all the time or he can't go to the bathroom properly.
Right.
So he's like, I'm not taking their meds because the prisons only have certain types of medications that they can give you. And 90% of the time, they give everybody the same medication for no matter what the diagnosis is.
Yeah. So he's kind of left.
He won't take it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor thing. How do you deal? I don't know how I deal. So how do you deal with it?
I have to take it one day at a time because I have to remember I've been in that position and I know what it's like. I have to remember that it's lonely in there. You're surrounded by all of these people, but you can't trust nobody in there unless like you knew them from the streets and you actually like know them for years on time. But you're by yourself most of the time and it's hard. So I just have to remember where he's at, what he's going through. And if I was in that position, what would I do?
Right. So obviously the future's unknown. So for me personally, and like I told you, I've dated an addict and it is so hard. You married an addict.
Yeah.
Like, knowing that this could be, and it sounds like it's his life. It's been his whole life.
It is his life and I hate it. It is his life. And here's the thing is we've talked about what our future is going to be like when we get out. I know and he knows that he's going to continue getting high. We both know that, and I understand that, and I still accept him for that, and I still love him no matter what, and I still plan on holding him down regardless.
Okay.
So he saw parole board in December, and they pass him up for 2 years. And if he doesn't get a write-up in 2 years, he can be paroled out. But if he gets a write-up, which he already has, he has to finish the rest of his time, which is 15 years. So my thought process is our son is going to be 19 by the time he gets home. If he brings it to my house and our child isn't home, that's one thing. But if he comes home within the next 2 years and he brings it our home, he can't do that because we have a small child.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want him going out and getting high with God knows who and overdosing in a car somewhere. I'm not allowing that, but I'm not also enabling him. Like I said, I know the type of man he is. I know what he's about. I know what he's going to do. How are we going to do it in a proper manner to where he's safe? I know he's safe. I can take care of him. I can Narcan him if I have to, because you can't Narcan yourself.
Right.
But at the same time, I need to make sure my child's safe because
Absolutely.
I'm comfortable in my recovery. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about me relapsing. I've already made it point blank and clear. I can't get high off of meth anymore. He's like, I won't with that. I'm like, that's great because I like my sleep. I like to sleep. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
But yeah, I'm like, that's not fun no more. I don't like staying up for days on end. That's not what we're doing.
No.
I like my sleep too much. I like food.
Yeah.
So don't worry about me getting high off meth.
Yeah.
But we have to figure out a proper way for him to do it, unfortunately, do it where he's safe and where everybody else in the situation is safe.
That is so interesting.
It sounds like I'm enabling him.
No.
But I'm really not. I just know because he has been using substances or getting high since he's been 4 years old. That's all he knows.
It's like you accept him for who he is, knowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That this is him and that's part of the package. So you're like, how do we do this in a safe way? Because you are going to do this because this is a part of who you are. I feel like that's the ultimate love.
On top of that, I grew up in a household with an addict and alcoholic. When my mom passed away, my dad told me she would take me to California and bring, I don't know if it was meth or cocaine, but she'd bring back home meth and cocaine. And so I grew up in that environment.
Yeah.
So I'm used to it. And unfortunately, I'm comfortable in it.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it's a bad thing, but it's not socially acceptable. And
No.
I get that. I get that because addicts get a bad reputation. Addicts get like, these are junkies. All they're ever going to do with their life is steal or rob or this, that, and the other. Not all of them are that way. Some of them have to live. And this is the only way they know how to live.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard anyone speak of it like that. Because you're absolutely right. There are people that are just never going to not be addicts. It just is what they...
Yeah.
I mean, he was 4 years old. You're not going to change him at all.
Yeah, it's all they know.
Yeah.
It's all they know.
I find you're so realistic. This is the reality. I love an addict. I've accepted that I love an addict, that he's my person.
Yeah.
And we're going to mitigate the situation so that I can keep you safe. I feel like you literally just gave a perspective that so many people wouldn't even think of.
I mean, like I said, my life has always revolved around some type of addiction, and not only have I lived it, but my sister, she's still an active user. I have friends that I'm not close with anymore because I've got clean and sober and I've made that boundary, and they're still using. It doesn't mean that I don't love them any less. It's just I have a child and I need to make him my priority.
100%.
They understand that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense for sure. Wow. I'm like, I love it. It's just so interesting to me. I've never even thought about that. And I feel like so many people try and fight out the addiction and like, oh, I hope when he comes home, he's going to get sober and all this stuff. But you're like, yeah, I'd love it if he got sober, but it really might not happen.
Yeah, I would die and go to heaven. God forbid. But if he got sober, we're not bad. Like I said, we're not bad when he gets high. Things get rocky because I'm constantly needing his attention because I have borderline personality disorder. I've been diagnosed with it since I've been 19 years old. So I have that constant fear of abandonment, right? And he gets high and goes ghost for hours. I'm like, what are you? Are you okay? I need to talk to you. And I'll call down to the prison. I'm like, where's my husband?
Yeah.
I kind of go extreme and overboard, but I've calmed down within the past couple of years because I know his routine and his mannerisms by now.
Okay.
But if he did get sober, that'd be great. But in reality, it's not going to happen.
No. And at this point, when he goes ghost, how long do you wait till you call the prison?
About 24 hours.
Okay. Not too bad.
Yeah, 24 hours. And I do my research before I go like crazy. I'll reach out to my friends who has men in the same prison facility.
Yeah, same.
Hey, is Jay paid down? Have you heard from your man? has he called you today? No, I haven't heard from him. Like, I think JP's broken. Yeah, he's called me. He'll probably call you. Last year, we were supposed to get married in March, but we got married in April. And him and his bunkie, he was still a max. He was over maximum still. Him and his bunkie got into a fight. He ended up going to the hospital. I knew something that night because he was messaging me. He's like, I'm going to take a nap, or something happened. I was waiting for something to come in the mail for him.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to message me back or something. I can't really remember, but I felt it in my gut. Something was wrong. You know what I mean? I was like, what's going on? Why I haven't heard from my husband? Where is he? And I didn't hear from him the next day. And so I got a call from one of his homies that are in there like, hey, he went to the hospital. I was like, excuse you? What do you mean he went to the hospital? They're like, we don't know what happened. All we know is we saw him get taken down on a gurney. I was like, okay. I called down to the prison. They're like, we can't give you any information. I was like, okay. They're like, we advise you to reach out to public records. I didn't call public records. I called prison the next day. And they're like, yeah, he's in the infirmary. I was like, excuse you for what? They're like, now you reach out to public records. So I called down there. They're like, how do you know he's in medical? I was like, because the cops told me. What do you mean? They're like, well, they weren't supposed to tell you. I'm like, well, they did. So what happened? Did he get stabbed? What happened? They're like, no, he's fine. He's probably will be bruised. He'll be okay. I'm like, so when am I going to hear from him? Because we're going to have an issue. Like, I'll go down to your office right now and start swinging. You know what I mean?
And then how long till you spoke to him?
He called me. It took 5 days. It took 5 days.
Oh, my God.
From when I last spoke to him, he was able to call me. He was like, hey, babe. And I just started bawling.
Mm-hmm.
I knew something bad happened. I didn't get the full detail.
Yeah.
His homies would reach out to me. One homie called me. Another homie had his sister reach out to me and tell me, hey, he went to the hospital. And I was like, okay, what else am I supposed to do? I was like so torn, and everything part about me, I was just depressed, like instantly depressed. Like I had nothing to live for. I was like, I need my husband. I can't continue. I can't continue acting like I'm okay and going on with this life without my husband. And unfortunately, it's not unfortunately because I love my child, but I still had to put on that show. Yeah. I still had to act like everything was okay. I still had to continue to do what I did. I still had to continue to go to work. And I still got our tattoos. He called me. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I just got done getting our matching tattoos. He was like, you still did that? I was like, yeah. What do you mean? What are you talking about? I told you I was going to. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
They told me that you're alive, and I'm happy. Started bawling. I was like, I'm so happy you're okay. I knew you were alive. It sucked not hearing from you. Mm-hmm. I can't stand it. Yeah, I'm still getting our matching tattoos. I needed tattoo therapy. I needed that pain, okay, because I wanted to die. And the only thing I can deal with that right now is getting ink in my hands.
Was that the longest you'd gone without talking to him?
No, that was just the first time. It was like the most severe time. He's gone to the whole multiple other times for like drinking, making hooch, fighting, you know, typical.
Yeah.
But he always found a way to call me within the first 2 days.
Okay.
Or at least reach out to me some way.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would find somebody's tablet and I would just add them on JPay and start messaging him that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've shared a lot about him, but I want to know more about his qualities. What makes him so special to you?
This man knows me inside and out. He asked me something on our video visit on Sunday, and he's like, I need this done. I need it. I was like, no. He's like, I see that smile. Like, he knows me better than I know myself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. When I first reached out to him, he's like, how many kids do I have? I'm like, hey, I just got one kid. He's like, okay, cool, whatever. I was like, I'm not going to make you his dad. That's not my decision. That's yours. I'm not going to force you to be somebody else's kid's dad. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
Well, I was doing a video visit with him one day, and I asked my son, I was like, hey, who is this? He's like, that's Dad. I was like, okay. And so he stepped up to that role.
Oh, wow. So your son knows him as his dad?
Yeah. And he stepped into that role really good. I tell him he's a better parent than I am.
And what makes him?
I feel like he's just more level-headed because I have a short temper, which makes me sound like a horrible mom, and I'm really not. But I have a short temper, and my patience runs thin.
Yeah.
But my husband's like, babe, he's 6.
Yeah.
He has to. You have to remember. He's like, you need to be calm. You need to do this. Tell him to do this. And he'll talk to him. He's like, hey, bud, what are you doing? You know what I mean? He's like, you have to do good in school. You have to listen to your mom. You have to clean your room. And my kid's like, yes, Dad.
Aww.
You're right. I'm sorry. I love you. But he's a really good father figure. You know what I mean? It's so funny. It's so funny the way he is. He gives me these little quote-unquote goals or challenges. And it's hilarious. He's like, I want you to stop vaping for like 30 days to see if you can do it. I'm like, okay, bet. And I'm the type of person, I'm like, okay, I can prove you wrong. He's like, I bet you can't do it 3 days. I was like, okay, watch me do it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick does the same thing, but he doesn't give me challenges, but he'll be like most recently it's water, because like I'll complain of like a headache or my stomach hurts, and he's like, did you drink any water today? And I'm like, no. And he's like, what is wrong with you, woman? Drink water. And then he's on me about it every day.
We like to do like most every other prison couple does.
Yeah.
They like to do things with each other, like
Yes.
watch movies, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we made one when he was still in Max. We were working out together every day. Because when he was in Max, I can set up same day visits.
Oh, okay.
Which was great. I loved it. It was amazing.
Cool.
So we'd work out for 15 minutes together.
Yeah.
And I hated it, but it was fun.
I know. Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. And he makes me do stuff like burpees, and I'm like, why do I have to do these prison workouts? Can't I just use weights? It's way easier.
I know. He's like, I need you to do, it was like 5 minutes of wall sit, or not wall sits, but 5 minutes of step ups,
Yeah.
10 minutes of squats. I'm like,
Brutal.
are you kidding me? My knees are too old for this.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I love at the beginning of the episode when you talk about all these horrible things that he's done and how he's gotten in so much trouble and he's an addict. And then now just like how lovable he is at the same time, you know?
Yeah, when I married him and when we got to hold each other and kiss, I was like, this is home. Like, you're home. He's like, what do you mean you have your own home? I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you are my home. I want to be wherever you are because I'm comfortable. I'm safe. I know that this is where I belong. Like, you are my home.
I relate to that so much. Nick lives in Nebraska. I don't live there. And I don't want to live in Nebraska, like ever. If I don't have to, I won't.
Fair.
But I'm going to have to at some point. But every time I fly in, I feel home. Never in a million years would I thought. But whenever I'm flying in, I'm like, I feel at home. Even yeah. So true.
I live 10 minutes away from the prison here.
Oh, lucky.
Yeah. No, I can't even go on the prison yard. I can't see my husband. I've been denied. I took it to the chief of prisons. They still denied me. And I'm just like, when can I visit my husband?
What is that going to look like?
Years? That's bullshit. I don't know. I get a reapply this April. They're like, you can reapply in a year. I'm like, dude, a year is a long time. And like, I had to jump through the hoops to get married, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. So 7 times you've been denied? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I've been denied 7 times.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I feel like my situation is so unique that they just don't even know what to do.
Right, because you were an inmate. Since you're volunteering, you know the facility. He's a violent offender. Yeah, that's a whole lot. That would be a whole lot. That's
I even told him, I said, listen, you guys can strip search me. Like, you guys want to do a cavity search, you can do that too. I'll do whatever stipulations you guys want me to do just so I can see my husband.
Yeah.
And they didn't go for it.
Still, even behind glass, right? Jeez.
Yeah, not even behind glass.
Wow. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'll eventually get through it.
I'm banned too. I don't know, indefinitely. They put indefinitely, and they're supposed to put a letter saying when I can apply again or whatever.
Yeah.
But they didn't put a date. They blocked me on the phone. They blocked me on the GTL messaging. I can't video visit. I can't in-person visit. It's just a joke. So we've talked a lot about loving an addict and your history with it and everything. And I really like your perspectives. Is there anything else that you want to add? Advice for people who are dating people who are struggling with addiction inside? Anything that you've learned or even from your work experience? People
cope differently. So for me, I have that lived experience. I've been around it my entire life. Like, I work with these people. I understand what it's like. But I feel like from somebody that doesn't have that lived experience, you need to understand that it's not as easy as you think it is. It's not as easy as you think it is. And I can't reiterate that enough. Addiction is a forever battle. It's not, oh, you can stop using whatever you want to stop using. No, it reconstructs our brain. Our brain is constantly chasing that same euphoria, that same high. And we can't get that when we're sober. We can't get that same feeling when we're sober. And it's not even just like a high. It's sometimes how we cope. Some people use for pain, like physical pain. And it's like, dude, it's so hard to understand addiction if you haven't lived through it, if you haven't had somebody that you loved deal with it and seeing how it affects them.
Yeah.
So being able to not only be compassionate and empathetic with what the person's going through, but be understanding and not necessarily enabling, but try to talk like, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? What is one thing that you're struggling with that I can help you in the here and now? whether it be talking to somebody, figuring out ways for you to be able to feel comfortable with what you're doing safely. Like I said, not every addict's going to get clean and sober, and that's the unfortunate truth about it. There's a 3 to 8% chance everybody that uses is going to stay clean.
Yeah, I heard about
and that's hard. Yeah, it's hard. It sucks, and that's just what our society is nowadays.
Yeah.
But being able to understand and being able to love that person no matter how hard and how ugly and how dark life gets, and showing that you're never going to give up on them, like, gives them hope that life is going to get better if they get sober. My husband's done everything to piss me off. He hasn't cheated on me. He hasn't cheated on me because I would break his neck.
Right.
But he's done everything that he possibly could to put me through the ringer. And most women in my position would be like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I throw my hands up. I throw in the towel. I'm done.
Yeah.
But being that person, being that positive support, being that person that never gives up on somebody when they're struggling and when they're at their lowest, you have to think they're in this facility. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have sunlight. They don't have this vitamin D that we're supposed to get. They're in a closed facility with, it's gray. Like, these facilities are gray. When you walk in it, there's a distinct smell. Every prison smells the same, and it's crazy. Every single prison smells the same. The jail smell the same. When I married my husband last year, I was like, flashbacks. You know what I mean? Flashbacks. God, I can't stand the smell. But they're in this confined area. They're told when they can and can't shower. They're told when they can and can't talk to the people they love. They're told when they can and can't eat. Their lives are literally controlled by somebody else. It's a desperate feeling. And some women, their men are on an open tier where they have day room all the time.
Yeah.
Some men are like mine and yours, where they're confined for, they only get out for an hour or two a day.
Yeah.
And regardless of the situation, they're still under control of somebody else. Yeah. They still have count time. They still have chow time. They still can only shower at certain points of time. Some might have a little bit more freedom compared to others. However, it's depressing. It makes you feel less than what you are. It's demoralizing. And if you put yourself in their shoes, if you change the perspective around to be like, okay, if you're locked in your room 24 hours a day, like, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be miserable. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's depressing. People kill themselves in there.
I know.
Because it sucks.
Yeah.
People literally kill themselves in prison because how shitty their lifestyle is in there.
Yeah. And the overdose.
Hard. It's not easy.
Yeah.
The overdose.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's a hard life. And just to have a little bit of understanding, a little bit of compassion and empathy towards these people that are locked up is such a huge game changer for them in there. Like, okay, this person really is for me. This person is on my side. It gives me a little bit of hope, gives me a little bit of something to look forward to. So being able to understand that and being able to understand why they use and why they do what they do in there, because they have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
They have nothing better to do but get high. And 90% of the time, they're not getting high on meth. They're getting high on K2 or fentanyl or Suboxone or heroin, anything that makes them sleep, so they don't have to deal with day-to-day life in there.
Yeah.
Because it is so depressing. They don't want to have to remember the shit that they did. They don't want to have to remember that this is what their life is right now and for however long it is. So being a little bit compassionate, being a little bit more understanding in that situation towards them, and realizing this isn't easy.
Yeah.
It sucks, and this is what it is right now, but showing that person that you love them regardless of what it is, and standing by them and understanding their addiction and where it's coming from and what they're having to go through. And I'm not saying enabling them. I'm not saying go out and get the drugs and send them into them. Like, obviously somebody else is doing that. Don't get yourself in a situation that can get you arrested and put in that same position.
Yeah.
But understand that this is how they cope. This is how they mentally check out. I mean, some people go out to clubs and bars just to have fun or whatever. People get up blackout drunk. What's the difference of them drinking in there to us drinking out here to numb away our pain? So just a little perspective.
Yeah. I feel like what you just said just now, like, I'm sitting here listening to you, and I have a little bit of experience with people with addiction. Obviously, I have experience with the prison system. And I feel like you painted a really vivid and true and brutally honest example and portrayal of what it's like. So I really appreciate that. I'm sitting here like, wow, I really feel it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I tell women on Facebook all the time, hey, my husband's getting out. What do I need to do? I'm like, hey, this is what you need to do, and this is what you shouldn't do. When they get released, you have to understand that they're coming from a controlled environment. Everything in there is slow. Everything's routine. Everything's by schedule.
Yeah.
So when they come out to the real world, it's fast-paced. It goes so fast, and they get overwhelmed. They get overstimulated, and they don't know what to do but go and get high because everything's so uncontrollable for them, and they are so overwhelmed that the only way they know how to cope is to get high.
Right.
It's so hard. Like, when I got out of prison, I only did 2 years. When I got out of prison, I went to Walmart. I had a panic attack.
Really?
And I was only there for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
I was only there for 5 minutes. I had a panic attack. I was like, Dad, I got to go. I can't be here. Too many people, too much going on. Still to this day, I'm such an isolated person because of prison. I don't like open areas. I don't like people. When I go out to eat, my back has to be against the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, you have to remember
Interesting.
the environment they're coming out of to the environment that they're coming into is such a 180, complete black and white difference that they're not used to this lifestyle anymore. They're not used to everyday life.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I feel like they also don't realize that they're going to be like that. Because like Nick's first thing he wants to do, he wants to go to Walmart, and he's such an introvert. And he can't wait to go to Walmart. Now I'm like, there's no way I'm bringing you to Walmart. If you ever make it out, no way.
Yeah. My husband's like, I'll be fine. I'm like, baby, trust me, you're going to need to take a few months to reintegrate.
Wow.
It's not easy. You have to give them grace.
Yeah.
You have to give them grace, and you have to be understanding, because they're going to trip out. They're not going to be okay. They're going to have breakdowns. They might blow up and explode. You never know what they're going to do when they get out, because the way that they're programmed in there compared to out here is such a difference that they're not going to understand how to handle themselves in such a fast-paced society.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, makes sense.
So just giving somebody grace and understanding that they're not used to this lifestyle, they're not used to this life, and just being calm and patient and supportive of them is so important, that it not can only save their life, but help them grow into be something productive, you know?
Yeah. I feel like he's so blessed to have you. This is all I'm feeling.
I have such a heart for anybody that's incarcerated. I don't even know how to explain it. From being there to understanding what it's like.
Yeah.
I have such passion for the prison system, and not necessarily being reformed, but reintegrating and helping those get on their feet. Because like I said, I was there. I got out of prison. I got pregnant. I ended up homeless because the halfway house that I went to didn't allow children. So I had to go to a homeless shelter the entire time I was pregnant. And then I got into my apartment, and I moved a couple hours away to be with my ex-husband. And then he ended up relapsing, domestic violence happened, I ended up homeless again. So it's not easy. You know what I mean? It's not easy. But it's possible. It's really possible. You just have to be patient and like understanding and know that it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and it's not going to be as lovey-dovey as fast as most people think when their partner gets out of prison, that it's going to be rainbows and flowers and sunshine and sparkles. No, it's 100%. Not. It's really not.
Way to burst bubbles, Pebbles.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. It's not going to be that easy, and it sucks. It sucks. But going through the motions, you're going to have to walk through the trenches of hell, you know what I mean? It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And I can't say that enough. You're going to have to be patient. You have to be patient. If you can't deal with that, then I don't want to sound like this bitch, but if you can't understand that, if you can't be okay with going through all the motions of the reintegrating into society and everything, the headaches, the outburst, everything that it takes, then you might want to reevaluate what you're doing, because it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. And it sucks, and it's hard, and it's not beautiful. It's a whirlwind. Yeah. It's a whirlwind, and it's hard. Yeah. But in the end, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like, it really is. If you can get through that, you can get through anything.
Right. Going through not only having someone incarcerated, but then surviving when they actually come out. Yeah. It really is a unique experience, I think.
It really is. Speaking from my own personal experience of being released, you know what I mean? Like, I know what it's like for me, and I can only imagine what it's like for somebody that's done, like my husband, 11 years and has 15 more to go. Yeah. So I can only put my perspective into, like, think about it like 10 times more. When he gets out, I'm going to have to buy everything for him prior to it. Yeah. And lock him into my house for like a week.
Yeah.
And he's going to want to get high.
Yeah.
He's going to want to get high. That's how it is. I understand that. I get that.
Yeah.
But at least he's going to be getting high where I know he's safe.
Exactly. When you think you have another 15 years.
I told him
Yeah.
when we first started talking, I'm like, I know how much time you have left. I get it. I know that you've had multiple different relationships in the past where they've left you. You've been cheated on, this, that, and the other. But I can tell you this. I understand what you're going through right now, and I haven't done this much time, but I can tell you that I know how hard it is, and I've been on the other side where I was in a relationship with somebody, and they cheated on me, and it crushed my heart.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that there hasn't been times where I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can put up with this for 15 more years. But I've made that commitment, and I know that this man is my home. He's the other half of me. He's my twin flame. He's my best friend. That I will do anything for this man. Yeah. I will go through everything. And I told him, I'm like, I'm going to hold you down regardless. And I'm not going to step away from that. I'm that person that likes to stick to their words. My word means everything to me.
Yeah.
If I can't stand by my word, I can't stand by anything.
Exactly. You're only as good as your word.
And that's just how I am. I still have that criminal mentality. So I told him, like, if you have 15 years, just don't get any more charges. Don't overdose and get any more charges. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Don't catch any more charges. Don't catch any more time. Don't overdose.
And he agrees?
He's like, okay. I was like, no, I need you to promise me that you're not going to do it. He's like, I promise. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So he hasn't done any of that so far, and I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's been close calls.
Yeah. Nick has a life sentence, yeah. And he lost his appeal, like one of his appeals in April, and it was hard. And then we lost again. His lawyer filed his appeal a minute too late, so it got time barred. And so like years and years of work down the drain. It was stupid lawyer. And anyways, he was like, can you give me 12 more years? And then I can try for a commutation, basically at the 25-year mark. And a lot of my friends are like, you married someone with a life sentence. Are you crazy? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but is there another way? Can you show me another road? Doesn't exist.
No.
So, I just don't see there's another path. So if there was another path, if I thought I could find another man like him, like this is not possible. So we're just dealing.
I've tried these guys out here and they're trash.
Yeah, same.
Like, put them in the dumpster where they belong.
Yeah. Exactly. I just can't imagine. I remember the day he lost his appeal, and it was like, in that moment, I was like, I'm never leaving this man's side. Like, I cannot. Yeah. Even. No. And we'll just make a life with what it is. So guess what? I'll end up in Nebraska.
We're going to have to make the best of it.
Exactly. So,
we're just going to have to make the best of it. And it's going to be a struggle, but it's worth it in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We choose our hard, right? Like other people have other problems. We just have this one. And we can do it. We can survive this. Absolutely. Pebbles, it has been a time. So thank you so much. I feel like you have given so much information and so much perspective for people to think about, and so unique. Yeah. So thank you so much, because I really think it'll be really interesting for a lot of people to hear your perspectives.
Of course. We need to shine more perspective on what they're going through than what we're going through at this point in time.
100%.
Like, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, people assume these guys deserve what they're getting, or like in your case, look at his history. Do you blame the guy?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Like, why are we going to point blame at somebody that struggles like 90% of our nation? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What's the point?
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It was a blast, really.
I had a good time. Yes, I enjoyed it.
And all the best. I hope that you get access to your loved one and get to see him in person again soon. I know that feeling.
Yeah,
take care. Thanks again.
Yeah, you too. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bye.